Well, my name is Palmer Chin Chin. Welcome to my vlog. This week, I've been talking about how the church needs to lead the way toward racial oneness. And I say that because Jesus, for example, was the best at bringing down the walls and the barriers. We read in John chapter 4 that he meets a woman by a well. And he starts to talk to her. He starts to ask about her story. And she says, "Why are you speaking to me?" He's speaking to her because Jesus was done with all of the dividing. And he was done with all of the division over race and nationality and color and skin tone. And so his disciples come back and they're equally shocked. I don't know if in your life you've ever been excluded or biased against because of the color of your skin. I know just a little bit of what it feels like because I've spent about half my life in Africa. And I was always the minority at church. I was always a minority wherever I went. In fact, when my family first moved to the Liberian jungle, my friends and the kids in the villages around us called me and my twin brother Yomplu. Yomplu means white spirit. They thought we looked like a white spirit. As I got older, I had friends say things like if I fouled them really hard playing soccer, they would yell, "You scraped hog." Now, that doesn't mean anything to you, but in Liberia, when they cook a pig, they put the whole pig over an open fire. It blackens and chars from the smoke while it's cooking. Then they take a knife and they scrape it off. And the skin underneath is sickishly pink. And they said, that's what I look like. Well, when someone called me scraped hog, those were fighting words. I was angry. Now, that was years and years ago when I was a kid, in a country miles and miles away from here. The problem is that same kind of calling out because of the color of someone's skin is still happening today in our country, in this county where I live. For example, I have a friend, we'll say his name is Alex. He was on his way to work at a church when a deputy sheriff pulled up next to him. And Alex said he looked in the car and he saw him. And when he looked at him, he turned on his lights. And when he pulled him over, he walked up next to Alex's window and he says this. He says, "Show me your proof of residency." And Alex says, "What?" He says, "I have my driver's license and my proof of insurance. But what do you mean proof of residency?" And the officer becomes agitated. "Show me your proof of residency." Well, Alex says, "I have my driver's license, that's it." And finally, he lets him go. My point is, the only reason he pulled him over is because Alex is Hispanic. His family is originally from Guatemala. But he's as American as I am. The thing is, I'm an immigrant. Every one of us here practically are immigrants. My grandfather immigrated from England. The problem is that those kinds of attitudes and behaviors need to stop. And I want to challenge Christians, the church everywhere, to lead the way in ending this kind of bias in our country.